Actually really do anything, but it is. Right, hello guys, welcome to another video. It's my light deadlift session of the week, and for some reason I've got horrendous DOMs in my glutes and my hamstrings and my quads, which is a little bit surprising because yesterday I was just doing my normal routine of squatting and I only increased the weight by 5 kilos from the week before, and if anything, recovery was really good actually last night, so I managed to sleep for like 9 hours. Diet was completely on point, so I'm a little bit flabbergasted as to why I've got horrendous DOMs, but maybe it's just because I'm actually being healthy for once by having healthy food and recovering, so my body is deciding to get back at me by giving me DOMs. I don't know, it's just used to me being shit with my diet and shit with my recovery, so don't really know what's going on there. So just got pause deadlifts to do today, so it's 215 for 5 sets of 4, again just 5 kilos heavier than last week. I think this is just going to be a session where I'm just going to have to bite down on my gum shield and get it done. I swear one day I will actually make a video and not complain about being injured or unwell or unfit. Although, while I'm powerlifting, that's probably going to be the case. But until that day, I might as well tell you what is going on with the body today. So, I was deadlifting on Friday when I managed to pull a new PB of 265 for a double, and I managed to somehow pull the tendon or the ligament in my finger. So now literally gripping anything, even a light dumbbell, is hurting. So, let's see how that affects me today. And I'm still recovering from that cold, don't forget that. Apart from that, I'm bloody marvellous. So literally even on 100 kilos I'm feeling it in that finger, so I'm going to resort to using straps, but I don't really mind using straps because I've never really had too many issues with my grip.
Come on, man! Just grip went there. Yes! Hold! Hold! I got further than the last one.
Alright, that's deadlifts done for another day. 215 for 5 sets of 4. Wasn't too bad wearing the straps, but my hand is definitely hurting a little bit more since doing that, so just another thing to complain about really. So just moving on to bench press now, then a bit of accessory work, same old routine, let's get it done. Oh, something smells good. Look at that. Lovely. Let's get our munch on.
It's interesting when Spurs attacked you, mate, and you look at the defensive shape of Olympiacos, they dropped Masouras back in on the left-hand side.
Hello. Okay, let's talk about deadlifts, and more specifically my deadlift program, and more specific to that, my deadlift only program, which happens to have bench and squats in there, but we'll get to that. So basically someone has fictitiously asked me, which basically means no one's actually asked me. I'm joking, someone did actually ask me this. Why do I do pause deadlifts as my variation to my actual deadlift? It's a good question. So I'd say the main reason that I pause deadlifts is because I absolutely love having high blood pressure. Although to be fair, it's probably because for some stupid reason I'm wearing a medium t-shirt which is completely restricting the blood to my upper body. Anyway, deadlifts. So yeah, at the moment I'm deadlifting twice a week, so I'm going heavy on a Friday, which is just like my sort of big heavy day, 90% plus. and then on Tuesday I'm doing my variation, which at the moment is pause squats. And at the moment I'm only doing pause squats and only deadlifting twice a week. So you might be thinking, but you're doing a deadlift only program, why are you only deadlifting twice a week and why are you not mixing up the variations? So it's quite simple really. I mean, a lot of people in the powerlifting community have said, and quite high level athletes have said, do the basics well, and that's basically what a pause deadlift is. The fact that you're not using a block or you're not using chains and bands is very specific to doing an actual deadlift, because you're lifting it from the floor. Yes, you're stopping it and pulling it again, but it's not like a block where you're actually having to break the inertia. With a pause deadlift, it's not quite like that, but it is similar to a block pull, the fact that you have to pull it from a stationary position. So, you know, from a physics point of view, it's quite complicated. I'm not really going to get into that, but it's more specific to an actual deadlift because you're lifting it from the floor and you're completing it to lock out as well. And for me, block pulls are not needed because I don't have an issue with my lockout, so there's literally no point me overloading that. I'm not too bad off the floor, so there's no point doing things like deficits, and things like bands and chains are just overkill and I don't really need to do them at this point in my lifting career. I mean, I did conjugate once when I first started powerlifting really, but the reason I made gains from that is just because I was new to lifting, so no matter what I did I would have made gains anyway. So that's basically why at the moment I'm only pause deadlifting, although to be fair I don't actually write the program. Ben writes the program, but again I know his sort of training methods and there's no point overcomplicating, you know, I think the analogy basically is don't fix what ain't broken. Just don't overcomplicate things you don't need to. Aside from deadlifting, what am I doing in terms of actually trying to build my deadlift? Because obviously I can't just deadlift twice a week and expect to make progress. So I'm really focusing a lot on my posterior chain, because as you know, a deadlift is very posterior chain dominant. So I'm not training, well actually that being said, I am still doing a lot of benching and a lot of anterior work, but that's just to maintain the muscle there, and for when I go back to full power training I want to obviously still be able to bench press. But I'm mainly focusing on my posterior chain, so I'm doing a lot of back work. I'm literally doing back work every single day that I'm in the gym, progressively overloading that to obviously build muscle, so each time I'm increasing the reps and sets and the weight. I'm also doing a lot of posterior chain in my lower body, so making sure my glutes are working, or just, you know, training my glutes, my hamstrings. So I'm doing a lot of barbell thrusts, a lot of RDLs, again progressively overloading that, so I'm building muscle in those areas. So what I'm describing there is basically a standard program where you have to progressively overload a movement in order for it to get stronger and in order for you to build muscle in that specific area as well. So I'm asking you to chew eggs, is that the right word? Is that the right analogy? Chew eggs? Chew eggs, I don't know. Basically telling you something that you already know. My camera has just run out of battery, so I'm going to wrap up the video now. So that was basically just a whistle stop tour as to why I'm doing pause deadlifts as my chosen variation for my deadlift. Obviously it's going to vary for different people depending on what your weaknesses are and what you prefer doing. I completely understand that, but I hope you took something away from this. Before I go, just wanted to say that I am actually doing a sale for the Phoenix Fitness t-shirts. It's basically a clear out sale because I've got very limited stock left and very limited on the sizing, so I'm going to just do 50% off them, so it's just £7.50 per t-shirt. So if you're interested in buying one, I no longer have the website, I've taken that down now just because I've got limited stock. So if you are interested in buying one, then you can slide into my DMs and give me a message, let me know what size you are, and if I've got it you can buy one. Alright guys, going to sign out the video. Thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you have, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.